Good afternoon, everyone. Hey guys, this is Bruce Marshall from Simpler Trading with the nightly market update for Wednesday, June the 8th. So happy Wednesday. Hope your week is going great. Hope your trading is going great. We had another kind of crazy day. We ended up on the S&P down 45 points and about 300 roughly on the Dow. Looks like the Nasdaq was down about maybe close to 100. But anyway, another crazy day. But the even crazier thing. Let me move this over here so we can look at the S&P. So in the black here, this is today's price action. The light gray is the overnight action. And we had a lot of chop last night, kind of back and forth, right out of the gate, straight up and straight down, straight up, straight down, straight up, and then we down basically all day. Again, this continues to be tough to trade because there's no pattern, there's no trend to this market at all. It has been really good for me and for us at Simpler and us in Bias. I run a portfolio called Bias, trading program called Bias, and we're up nicely for the year, and it's been great and all that kind of stuff. But we're trading it, and we've kind of shifted our focus from longer term stuff to shorter term stuff, and trying to scalp things when we can and so forth. And you have to do that in this kind of market. And I've talked about that every week for the last couple of months, that you've got to kind of change your mindset and trading style with the market that we're in. And we're just in a trading market. So anyway, let's kind of review where we are and where we might go. We'll use the S&P, the ES, which ES/SPX. That's one of the broadest representations of the overall market that we can get. So if we go here, let's just go to a 10-day chart, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. It's pretty obvious. You see anything there that looks obvious, and guess what it is? We're in a chop pattern here. This is a 10-day chart, and as you can see, this red line is our Voodoo Fire line, and this is a Voodoo Sky line, and we've basically been between 4,100 and 4,200, kind of roughly. We've poked through a couple of times here, but and this is a level, strangely enough, it's a level of support I had, and we've touched it 1, 2, 3 times, broken through that and come back, and that's a little strange. But the reason I want to show you this pattern is that what happens when you are in a chopping pattern is that you continue to chop until you break out, and you will break out strongly one way or strongly the other way in most cases. And let me show you what I'm talking about here. So let's go back out 20 days. Actually, let's go out further than that. Let's go here on a little bit larger time frame. You can see we got in this chopping pattern for quite a while, and then we got in this chopping pattern for quite a while, and now we're in this little chopping pattern that we just looked at. And in each one of these instances in here, you could identify one more right there. And this is, there's nothing technical or anything out of the ordinary about this. It's just the way patterns work. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. We break to the downside here, up, down, up, down, up, down. We break to the upside, and this is a pretty tight pattern here. So, and we're essentially sitting on that fire line, so we could go either way. I really don't know. I don't have a good feel, either way here. Let's go out on a little bit longer time frame here. I'll tell you kind of what my gut feeling is. Well, it's hard to say because we have CPI that's going to be reported on Friday, which is probably one of the biggest CPI reports that everybody's been watching in quite a while, because that's going to tell us the trajectory of inflation, if it's going to continue higher or if it's kind of stalling out or not. And basically, inflation's been going up and up and up, and soon at some point it'll kind of flatten out, and then it'll start coming back down. We're probably at about this stage right now, and once we see it kind of level out and start to drop, come back down, the market probably goes this way, meaning that gives the Fed more ability to be a little easier on rates and that kind of thing. And also prices, come down and all that stuff. So that's going to happen on Friday. So that could really drive us up or down depending on what happens with the actual number. Then next week we got a Fed meeting on Wednesday, which will key off of the CPI numbers that come out 2 days from now on Friday. So my gut feel is we go lower, but we may temporarily go higher before going lower. So, and in either case, it really doesn't matter. We're trading both sides. I'm trading short and long. And so you really don't have to pick a direction. That's the hardest thing to do, is to pick a direction in a market like this. And the trading style that I use, I don't have to pick a direction in the market, because I'm either trading the volatility or I'm trading in a range-bound way. We did an iron condor this week. We do a lot of calendars, a lot of diagonals, things like that, and they're working great. So, all that being said, we're always running, a race, and we're looking at the next hurdle above us or in front of us, and the next hurdle is Friday. We got CPI, and then the one after that is next Wednesday with the Fed meeting. So, other than that, I would be very careful of picking individual names in this market. I think we could have a lot more downside if things get worse. We could rebound somewhat to the upside, but I don't see any big scenario where we go ripping up here. I just don't see that happening unless, the war in the Ukraine is over and the Fed says we're not going to raise rates anymore, or something really crazy happens. That's not really going to happen. Now, we could get up to any of these levels, skyline, snowline, that type thing. I maybe could see we could get back up to here, but I ultimately think we come back down. So be careful. I'm trading, much smaller size and much fewer positions than I normally trade. And again, it's been working. Singles and doubles and singles and doubles. In this kind of market, you don't really want to go all in, with anything. It's just too risky and too volatile, because there is no pattern to this market. So with that, let me wind it up. Join us in the trading room at Simpler Trading. Join me in the main room, or join me in the bias room, and you can see exactly what we're doing and trade alongside with us, and and learn as you go that way. Or if not, just again, limit your risk always on your trades, and if you get a profit in this market, take it, and then be very selective on new entries, and don't just take a trade to take a trade. Wait till the perfect setup comes along. So hope that helps, hope that makes sense, and I will see you guys at the next update. Thanks.
Without Simpler Trading, I could not have financial independence.
This is one of the best investments I ever made in my life.
It's helping me find consistency.
It's one of the things that won me